All right. Well, my computer keeps on dying, so what we're going to do is we're going to invite Ariel Laukins to the show over Instagram. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the middle of the night with Corbin Fritz. My computer just keeps on crashing, wouldn't you know? And I wrote these damn jokes, and I was talking to Ariel. We were having a good time. And so we're going to continue that conversation over here on Instagram Live. Um, Here we go. Hello, Ariel.
Hi.
My life is a living hell. How's your life going?
It's going.
That's I'm really glad to hear it. So this is the third time that we have done this interview now. The first time we didn't have any audio. The second time, my computer just crashed. But this is an important conversation that we're having, and so I wanted to get back to it. So we're gonna cover some old ground that we've already hit. So Ariel, so we go back a little bit. We met in college, correct?
Yep.
Very good. All right. You passed that question. So we both went to Butler University, and then we obviously we both work with Character House, formerly Character House Theater Company, now just Character House. Uh, Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what it is that you do, what it is you care about, and the kind of person that you are.
So I am a actor in indie here. I'm really passionate about trans rights because I am a trans non-binary person.
Now, trans non-binary. What does that? What does that mean? What is that?
It means so instead of being trans, like instead of being a woman or a man, my gender is something that is not either of those.
Mm. Wow. How did that? How did you learn about that?
It was something that I actually learned the words for from the internet my
Yeah.
freshman year of college, and which was a really great thing about um being able to have access to that kind of stuff online. It was something that I never had the words for.
Yeah. So, 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 what are some? So, like when somebody addresses a crowd as ladies and gentlemen, um, how does that make you feel?
I was actually just having a conversation about that the other day. That is one of my pet peeves just because it makes me feel so excluded.
Mm.
Because starting out with ladies and gentlemen automatically excludes me just by the language of it.
Yeah.
And it means that whatever is happening now isn't for me. It
Yeah.
wasn't made for me. It's not built for me
Hmm.
if it doesn't include me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you how do you find um it to be a person who exists outside of the homogeny of Central Indiana? Uh, does it? I mean, does it take a toll to carve your own path? Do you feel in a society that doesn't address itself to you?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy,
Yeah.
but it's something that I find is really important to be able to do to not only forge my own way for myself, but for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important for me to inspire and to show people what they can be, what options they have.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems like that the infrastructure for trans individuals to find community and to provide community for each other has only been growing over the last couple of years. You actually were just telling me about a really outstanding thing right here on Instagram. Our daddy Instagram, who saved us, thank God. Someone just liked that. What's the deal with that? What is the situation that you were telling me about? Because I think everybody here listening would be absolutely interested in this really outstanding opportunity to give that you were telling me about, and just like the really incredible happening that it is.
Yeah, so it's called Trans Santa, and it's basically a community-based project led by trans actor India Moore.
Mm-hmm.
She's was mostly famous for Pose,
Mm-hmm.
but she's
The Netflix.
become a really prominent trans actress. Um, but she started a program called Trans Santa, where
Mm-hmm.
trans youth and people experiencing hardship that are trans or gender nonconforming or non-binary can send in a wish list connected to a registry,
Mm-hmm.
and they can get their holiday wishes fulfilled by other people in the community.
Wow. So this is an organization organized by the trans community for the trans community that anyone can participate in and donate to.
Yep,
Wow,
absolutely.
that's really outstanding. Um, so uh, so let's talk a little bit about what it means to be a trans actor. How do you feel? Um, how do you feel when, and many people may know this or may not know this, you and I work together often as a director and stage manager, director and actor. um, how do you feel when I offer you a part that is gendered?
Um, it doesn't bother me, and that's just a personal preference.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's not something that is important to me because I am uh non-binary, but because I am an actor,
mm-hmm.
I find it really important to me to be able to separate my characters from myself.
Yeah.
And so any characters that I'm playing aren't going to be the same as myself in any number of ways.
Mm-hmm.
And gender might just be one.
Well, then, what do you say to individuals such as like Scarlett Johansson or someone who is a cis actor taking trans roles? Wouldn't that same concept apply? Of I am the actor, and they are the character, and there is a difference there.
The difference there is that trans people are not being given the opportunity to tell their own stories.
Yeah.
So they aren't being given the opportunity to play these roles. You don't see trans actors playing cis roles
Mm-hmm.
because that's something that seems far fetched often.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. We have a lot of conversations about this, three tonight, in fact. Uh, and that that's an interesting framing that I had not yet considered, is the idea of a trans actor, an outwardly trans actor, um, to use that smudgy language, uh, playing a cis role. How uh, foreign that would appear to someone with my background, which is the greater like population of Indiana. Um, so let's talk a little bit about a, this might be a good transition into one of our game shows.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. I almost said, ladies and gentlemen, how tone deaf. All right, folks. So now we are going to be playing. Ah, yes. Adam just commented. Also, ScarJo thinks she can play anyone with blatant disregard for appropriation, but is an Avenger, so I'll likely see her stuff some. Yes. So I think that actually calls into a great question. Another conversation that Ariel, you and I have had many times, which is context. If you are Scarlett Johansson, you have resources to tell you in 2020 what is and is not a good social decision to be making on behalf of trans actors in the community and things like that. You do have a certain obligation to realize those circumstances. I think. Yeah. So here we go. Rel, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So we are going to be playing the very fun game, which I'm sure I'll be playing with Adam Tran at some point even. Is that over the line to ask? So, Ariel, what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are they, them, and Z here. And no,
Okay.
Corbin, that is not over the line.
All right, so they, them, and Z here. So if you were to leave your umbrella at a party, I would say I hope they get their umbrella back. They were a great party guest.
Yep, that's exactly how you use it.
I would say Z was a great party guest, but I hope their umbrella gets back to here.
Yeah.
Great, outstanding. For those, where are good resources for people who want to educate themselves more? Or is that over the line to ask?
Well, because I'm in here in an educating capacity, that is not over the line.
All right, all right.
The good internet is your friend. Google is your friend. A lot of times with simple questions like that, the first answer is going to be your best one.
Now, that would not be something that I should just run up to someone with a buzz cut and a septum piercing in fashionable yet functional boots and ask them where I can learn about LGBTQ matters and things like that. That would be over the line in that situation.
That would be over the line, yes.
Ah, all right, all right. Well, okay. So, what gender were you assigned at birth?
Now see, Corbin, that is in fact over the line.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I don't think a lot of people knew that, but Lord knows I didn't when I wrote this joke. So that is over the line.
That is over the line because in general, you don't want to ask people about their past experiences or their past names, their past genders, such.
Okay. Now, insofar as it relates to trauma inflicted by a larger cultural pattern, I would assume is a caveat there, rather than what it not steering away from so how was your afternoon last week or whatever, in terms of asking about past experience. Now you do have a significant other.
I do, yes.
And what are their pronouns?
Her pronouns are she and her, and that is not over the line.
Okay. Now, what do her genitals look like?
See, that's where it's over the line.
Okay. All right. What? Okay. All right. So that's over the line. What do your genitals look like?
You took one step to the right, and we need to go backward.
Okay. All right. Can I tell you about my genitals?
Now, see, in some contexts, that's not over the line.
All right. So how many of those contexts include me being live on Instagram Live with you?
That's a really good question.
I would assume.
That's a really good question.
I would assume more than 7, but less than 12.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Ariel, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for rolling with the punches and always being willing to do my silly comedy things. A lot of people don't know that Ariel and I actually wrote a sketch comedy show once that played at the Indiana State Museum all about the Ice Age. And ever since then, we've been comedy writing buddies. Ariel, thank you so much. I'm going to go and do my little monologue now, assuming that I don't eat shit with the broadcast in between then. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later. We'll have you on again.
Thanks, Corbin. Bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much, Ariel. So we're going to say just a couple of jokes here before we end the night. So, today, the U.S. put up new records for coronavirus cases and deaths, specifically a limited edition Michael Jackson's Thriller and Bill Cosby's Why Is There Air? Now, speaking of rapists and kitty fiddlers, Pornhub recently deleted 10 million videos from its site, making it the second largest dump that Pornhub has ever been privy to. Girls, 1 cup. If you don't get that joke, please don't look it up. Please do not look it up. It was announced this week that Russia has been rooting around in the annals of the U.S. cybersecurity system since March. Even more embarrassing, they had all the locks changed at the White House. Hello? Yeah, Vlad? It's me, Don. Could you just call me whenever you can? I just want to know what this key code is. Is it the day we met? Is it your birthday? Is it my birthday? Is it the day of the meeting? Is it the day of my inauguration? You just let me know, big guy, okay? I love you. Bye. Oh, he's a great guy. He'll call me back, I'm sure. And then, Jared Kushner this week stands accused of creating a shell company that funneled more than $617 million into the pockets of the Trump family. Even more upsetting, Eric left it on a bus. Can you believe that? He just walked away from it. Half of it fell out of his pocket on the bus. The other half fell out of his pocket when he was helping a turtle cross the road who skinned his knee. Ironically, that turtle, Mitch McConnell. Speaking of Mitch McConnell, this week the U.S. Congress failed to deliver on a whopping second round of coronavirus economic relief. This year, or this specific round, was supposed to include a $1,200 direct payment to all Americans, which would be spent on such utilities and necessities as rent and coal. But apparently, the holidays of 2020 was just a little too on the nose to give lumps of coal to all Americans from the GOP. What? Well, December is when I need the most coal. I can't give them coal then. And that is all the jokes that I have. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for rolling with the punches. Thank you so much to Ariel Laukins, my good friend, for being on the program tonight and putting up with this for the better part of an hour. This has been an outstanding, really fun experience to write all this stuff. Hopefully next week, we can get a couple of these technical issues worked out. Until then, this has been the middle of the night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Corbin Fritz. Good night.